Okay, welcome back to Wargroove. We're here with Act 5, Site 2, settling the score. So, the plan we have for this mission is we start off with nothing, but we need to basically come down here, capture this barracks and tower, so that way we can actually fund our war against Sedge, who already has all of his buildings captured. So, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to first throw Ryota into this wagon, and we're going to send him to the south. So that way he can immediately capture this village for us, or this barracks for us. These Thunderbears are going to come down to the south. This swordsman is going to capture the village. These knights are coming with. These archers too, as well as these swordsmen. And it's going to be the end of our first turn. Okay, we have ourselves another wide open mission. So again, this can vary. This can vary for you. Sometimes Sedge will do actions that aren't the same on my screen. So we're gonna send Ryota to capture this barracks.
Victory draws closer.
And this archer is gonna load into the wagon, and it's gonna deploy here just east of this village here. Swordsmen are going to come to the south. This Thunderbird is going to capture this village. Knights are going to come to the south. Thunderbird is going to come to the south, as well as our swordsmen. Ryota's going to move forward and he's going to capture this village.
Victory draws closer.
These Thunderbirds are going to come to support. These bows are going to capture, hog bows are going to capture this village. Now these knights are going to sit right behind Ryota. The Thunderbirds come first, then the swordsman. And we're actually going to save our money because we're going to try and capture this tower and get ourselves a swoop route, because after this harpy comes down, they're going to build a dragon, and we're definitely going to need something to counter that other than the Thunderbears. So with that, we're going to end turn. Sedge's swordsmen are going to come in and they're going to take that village. Okay, now Ryota's actually going to jump in this wagon. He's going to go full force. Yeah, he's going to come full force and he's going to just deploy straight here. So he's basically going to be taking the attacks of everyone in this area. Meanwhile, these knights are going to come in for a critical strike on these spearmen standing in the road. These archers are going to come to the side, and they're going to start throwing arrows at these dogs. These Thunderbirds are going to come forward, but not too far forward where they get attacked. And these ones are going to come and capture the tower. These swordsmen are going to advance forward. And with that, we're going to end our turn here. The archer's going for a crit on Ryota. Does a little bit of damage. Swordsman take lots of damage in return. So this is going to be the general strategy for how we complete this mission. We're going to let most of the enemy forces just throw themselves at Ryota and give us time to build up an air force so we can actually end this mission. Wagon's gonna take a little damage, but that's fine. These swordsmen are gonna come in, but they're gonna leave themselves in range of our archer's critical strike. And another thing that we can do, we're gonna come up and we're actually gonna use a heal. Because even though we're saving up for a swooper effect, we're still gonna deploy. Yeah, our swooper here. Now we're going to use the archer's critical strike to get rid of these swordsmen. Now we're gonna use these mages to finish off this swordsman. That's gonna leave the way open for Ryota to come in and finish off these archers.
Draw your final breath.
So now that Ryota's in this position, he should be taking the attack of this harpy, as well as these dogs, hopefully. We're actually going to pull these knights back, and they're going to decapture this village for us. Now these swordsmen are continuously move forward. Unfortunately, these archers are going to take an attack, but there's nothing we can really do about that, so we're just going to make sure it's out of range of everything and just move it to the side. And with that, we're going to in-turn. Harpy's coming for an attack on Ryota, as expected. And thankfully, the dogs, instead of attacking our archers, are actually going to focus down Ryota. Spearman does the same thing. Yes, and for some reason they get really hyper aggressive with their ballista here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna, because they're so aggressive with it, we're actually gonna counter strike them. So we're gonna come perhaps yeah, perhaps it'll be better to just use the archer to weaken these ballista. These mages are gonna go north and they're gonna strike these harpies. Goen's gonna come to the side. These mages are gonna heal Ryota for him to come down and either weaken them to the point of uselessness or finish them off. So they've been weakened, so there's not really much they can do. So now we're gonna calculate. Yes, so putting the knight here, so that way when these knights come in for a critical strike on Ryota, we can counter and critically strike them with our own knight. So now our swordsmen are going to move forward and capture the village that was just theirs before. We're going to put these swordsmen here, being a bit aggressive with them, but I believe they're going to target Ryota anyway. So with that, we're going to move our swooper forward. We're going to try and get the swooper up here to this northern area, so that way it activates Sedge's trigger and he'll actually advance towards us. Or at the very least, stop staying put there. So with that, we're going to in-turn and save our money. pikemen going for attack on Ryota, as expected. And now he's going to be the recipient of the knight's crit. So they get very low, but that's fine. We're going to heal him up off the village we just captured. Okay, so the dragon is finally showing up. The reason we built our swooper in the first place. Okay, so we're actually gonna send him here instead because there's a lot more points for him to draw off of. So he's fully recovered now. Wow. These knights are gonna come in and they're gonna hopefully finish them off. It's gonna be up to a luck roll, but let's see. No, they still survived with a little, so that's fine. Where instead we're going to we're just gonna finish off these mages with our mage. Finish off these spearmen with our mage. We're gonna move these archers forward, and they're gonna finish off these ballista. And then in order to protect the archer, we're gonna use these swordsmen in the river. Fortunately, they're gonna be taking a defense penalty, but when the enemy does come in for an attack, they're gonna be. And we're even gonna move it here so they have to fight us from the road. It'll be a bit more even. So yeah, we're actually just gonna move everyone else closer and begin to move out next turn. Gonna move the mage behind the knight. And we're gonna save up our money again. The swordsman instead decides to go for the mage. Unfortunate, but they're going to deal some damage back. Okay, the mage has moved further away from the dragon, so that way they're not actually going to cover each other. So that way we're going to use our storm owl to come in and critically strike them. Meanwhile, we're going to use these archers to come back up north, and they're going to throw some arrows at the mage. We're going to move these knights to the south, and we're going to put Ryota in this place here. We're going to back up with our mages. And we're gonna just let them be for now. We're not gonna re-heal them yet. So we're gonna send these swordsmen to the south. A bit of a bad luck roll, but that's fine. We're gonna send these wagons to the north, and this mage behind the archer, as well as the swordsman. So with that, we're going to end turn, and we're going to see what happens. The dog decides to go in for an attack on Ryota, but now he's pretty much weakened to the point of uselessness. The dragon decides to go in and attack the knight. Not a very smart move. Okay, so we're actually gonna move in. I mean, we've already triggered Sedge, but just in order to continuously whittle down his forces, unfortunately, we're gonna be in the archer's critical strike range. But we're gonna get rid of those swoopers, and that's gonna give us even more time that we need to actually finish this mission off. So these mages are actually going to come down. They're going to finish off this dragon. Now these swordsmen are going to come and they're going to stand. Yeah, we're going to use these swordsmen to stand here. They're going to finish off these dogs. This mage is going to come down. They're going to throw down a heal on themselves and also Ryota and the knight. The archer is going to throw a critical strike at the enemy. Koji's going to come in and they're going to strike.
You're cornered. Ha!
Now the knights are gonna come in and they're gonna deal some damage. Fortunately, it wasn't a crit, but the golem is gonna be so weak that it's not really gonna matter. They're gonna crit us back. And the swordsmen, they can go in and hopefully finish them off, assuming we can get some good luck. And we do. So now with that, we're actually going to move our wagon forward. Hopefully, the archer will target the wagon instead, but maybe not. So we're going to save up our money again, and we're just going to end turn. Yeah, unfortunately not. The archer is going to quickly strike our storm owl. That's going to be unfortunate. The mage is going to come in. They're going to strike the wagon. Have enemy knight coming in. Okay. So we're gonna put Ryota in the wagon after we come in and we heal him first. Heal him and the knight. Then we're gonna put him in. Yeah, put him here. So that way he's in range of the knight as well as the archer. If we can counterattack and do something about it. We're going to keep our knights out of range of their knights. Perhaps here. So that way we can hopefully threaten the archer. Now the archer is going to come across the river. These Thunderbirds are going to come to the north. These swordsmen are going to march forward. These swordsmen are going to march forward as well. In fact, these swordsmen are going to stand here. And we're going to save up for the dragon still. Okay, so the green guards come in and they do a critical strike on Ryota. The archers are going to come in and they're going to strike Ryota. And the swordsmen too come in and they're going to attack Ryota. Again, we're just using him as a shield for the rest of our forces to come in and do the counter strike. So we actually have an interesting scenario here. We have a knight, Ryota, a witch, and a mage heal. So I believe what we're going to do is we're going to just move forward. We're going to throw down a heal on him. This archer is going to stand in the mountain and they're going to strike these green guards here. And then we're going to send these swordsmen in the mountain. Hopefully they'll finish them off. Unfortunately, they did not, but that's ultimately going to be fine. These swordsmen are going to come in. They're going to be the ones to finish the job. Now we're going to move our mages, and they're going to throw another heal down on Ryota and the Storm Owl. Storm Owl is going to come here, and they're going to throw a hex down. Okay. Now Ryota's gonna come in and he's going to. Yeah, Ryota's gonna come in. He's gonna strike Sedge.
Draw your final breath.
And now the Knight's gonna come in and they're gonna do a critical strike on Sedge. And now in order to ensure that Sedge goes down, we're gonna put this wagon here to block his path. So with that we're gonna end turn. Yes, this run we didn't even really need the dragon. But if you do get unlucky with Sedge's movement, you built the dragon and you send it up north, you're gonna have plenty of time for the S rank in order to actually chase him down with the dragon. The S rank being 20 turns for this mission. Yeah, so now Sedge is basically just doing his final movements. None of them are really gonna bring him victory. Yes, as you can see, 20 turns for the S rank. So we're even gonna do it in a very stylish way.
You'll never see me coming.
And with that, we finish this mission.
No. You're cornered.
This also marks the last time we fight Sedge in the campaign. So this mission was pretty simple. It's a straight up fight once you actually get your own barracks and tower to fight with. The main problem early on to someone who's starting out with this mission is definitely going to be the dragon, because the enemy has so much funds. It can really blindside you on top of the giant. So once you prepare for the dragon, once you just heal up Ryota and prepare him to deal with the giant, it's going to be pretty easy for you. Again, you saw the S rank for this level is 20 turns. I did it in 12. So again, the luck does factor into that, because sometimes Sedge decides to run away instead of staying and fighting your forces. So that's all I really have for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.